Hi, YouTube. It's me, Angela. We are going to do a quick energy update for this week. We have a big week in the planetary movement coming up. We have an eclipse, solar new moon eclipse in Aries, which might be have us feeling a little restless, maybe impulsive. The sun is moving into Taurus as well. And then we have Mercury retrograde toward the end of the week. So this week is a big transitional week. It's powerful. If we can just align our energies correctly, we can move through it. So let me just show you the cards I pulled, because they really align with what is going on. And this could be like sort of a little roadmap to keep us grounded and keep us tuned in to where we are and where we're heading. The first card I pulled is change. Well, yeah, that's upon us. That's part of the week. It's constant. And right now the changes are bigger than usual. I think that we, like I said, just tuning into the energy that is around us but also within us. That's going to be the most important thing, is getting grounded and aligned within your spirit. I pulled some oracle cards from this deck called the Sacred Cycles. And to go with that, I pulled some of the Zen tarot cards to sort of refine or anchor those energies as well. So the first one I pulled, the first oracle I pulled is the willow tree. And this is, if the willow, the way that the leaves grow, they sort of droop. They droop down from the branches, kind of like a fountain, kind of like flowing down toward the earth, but it also creates a shelter underneath. And this is a time to take shelter, to sort of take some time out for yourself to process your big emotions, process the big stuff that comes up, allow it to arise and then release it. And then send it back to the earth. Let the earth receive it and take care of it for you. And then nurture yourself, nurture that space that's been left opened and maybe even a little raw for some of us by the release, until you feel it's safe to express yourself. Always in eclipse times, it's letting go of the old and transitioning into the new. If we're aware of that energy being present, if we're aware and tuned into it, we can really transform in powerful ways. Underneath the willow card, I pulled friendliness, which is also depicted by trees, which I loved. That is a card of emotion. That's a water card. And it's reminding us to be at peace, be side by side with those big feelings that were released. Go ahead and allow them to be there, and allow them to sort of not be there outside of yourself, but your own inner being should remain firm as these emotions are being released and expressed out. And then that friendliness card kind of asks you to strike a balance and to stay, rooted in your own being, and allowing that that other energy, or those energies that are coming up and being released, allowing them to be there, not being, worried or afraid of them, not trying to push them away or run away from them or stuff them down. It's actually, you want them to come to the surface so that you can process them, in the timing that is right for you. And then go ahead and release and send back to the earth. Then it's safe to express. Then you have yourself aligned, and you can really shine your inner radiant light, which brings me to the next oracle card, which is the Mexican sunflower. And, like most flowers, they gravitate to the light, right? They open up and show their magnificent colors, almost like a magnet to the light. And that's what we're looking to do within our own being, is to, express out all those feelings. And then you're left with, a less dense energy within you. And then you can allow your light, your radiant light, to shine out. This is being your full authentic self. You know, in the course of this week with all these changing energies, it's really kind of sort of clearing out old, heavier, denser, big emotions, overwhelming feelings, trying to clear them out and realigning with a fresh start, and making sure, I got creativity to go with that, making sure that those aspects of you that you want to hang on to, that you want to use going forward, which is sort of the organic center of who you are, letting that light come through and connect with others. And then, you know, if you see this creativity card, there's a lot of light in there, and she's gravitated, she's, you know, attracted to it and moving toward it. It's keeping her warm, it's keeping her you know, safe and balanced, but also let's have more, let's create that flow. So those, you know, that has to do with the change that is coming through. And then the last set of cards I pulled the wolf, which is asking us to, you know, really rely on our instincts and our sixth sense, and then pay attention to the areas in your life where you like, you know, wolves travel in packs, and they rely on the support and the sort of the system that's created by this group. And, you know, we all have that too as human beings. We have energetic groups and energetic packs, if you will, that we move in. And this is kind of calling for you to pay attention to where you separate from the pack and kind of become a lone wolf and rely on your own instincts. And then in the situations where you do rely on that support, it's just really, and using your instinct the whole way through, right? Within any kind of a group support or hierarchy or whatever, you could still be led by your instinct and those things that draw you toward the new. It's important to maintain balance. I pulled harmony, which is highlighting your instinct, you know, the third eye, but also your heart. So making sure that's aligned. I can move with my instinct and what my intuition tells me, but it must also be grounded and rooted and flowing from my heart center. You know, that just reminds us to always express with love. When I was reviewing this card too, that sunflower card, we want to kind of ask ourselves, where have we been dormant? What spaces within us have been stuck or dormant or unexpressed? And then allow ourselves to slowly let that unfold and just sort of naturally beam forward. There's no real need to, you know, hustle or, you know, even though we have this creativity, it should flow naturally. And creativity, this could be a project, this could be developing another level of awareness within you, that you're creating more of who you are. Could be an actual project in your life that you're a creative and developing that. But really, these cards are asking us to attune to those spaces in us that are unexpressed, that need to be, you know, those that light-filled space that's within you. No reason to hustle, no need to push or strive for anything. Just be and let your radiant light come through, and then let your instinct follow through with that. So I love that. You know, the energies might feel big this week, but we can navigate it as long as we sort of, you know, first of all, flush out the old stuff, like we asked with the willow tree, pulling, you know, old emotions, old systems within us, and being able to let those release. And then we have this space and this ability to operate from our aligned self and let that light come through. So follow your instinct, trust yourself, trust the universe, and we'll see how this week goes. Put some comments if you're feeling some of that energy. I definitely have. I think I'm feeling the pre-Mercury retro wobble, you know, that shadow period leading up to it. and I'm preparing for it. So I hope you all are too. And I'll see you next week.